day everyone, welcome to this video and welcome to this episode. Well, what's this? Well, if you remember, in the last video I promised you to show you particles in this video. And this is one of my old projects, which was something like writing a physics model from scratch, which I did. And I remember that in this little project I had some nice little smoke coming out of the car, which you can see here, maybe here a little bit better. And I thought about maybe I could reuse the code from this and this effect in my current project as well, but I thought about showing you this also. So this was a little physics demo where also the terrain deformed, as you can see, and you could drove around with this car. Maybe I will do something with this in the future as well. By the way, if you would like to see more from this project, also feel free to leave a comment and I try to make some nice videos. So let's see where I could reuse, or where do I want to reuse this nice little smog in my transport-based or Transport Tycoon inspired game. So as we have some factories, for example, which have chimneys, like this sawmill, or maybe this thermal power plant, I thought about maybe some nice little smoke coming out of these chimneys will be a great way to make this place, to make this world a little bit more alive. So this is now a demonstration world for this little code, and you see a terrain with wireframe and you see one single cube object. And my idea was that maybe this cube object could travel upwards, and when it reaches a threshold limit it begins its journey from the starting point. But one single box object isn't enough, so I added multiple ones. So now we have 14 of these box objects which move up, but this doesn't really look like something like a smoke coming out of a chimney. So let's add something more. Let's add a random starting size. So this way we see the individual cubes as they move up. It's a little bit better, but of course still not perfect. By the way, if you like this channel, feel free to subscribe. So let's add a code to modify the size of these cubes live, so as time moves on, with the help of the sinus function as you see on the screen. So this way the size always varies, and it's a little bit better, but still not perfect. So add some rotation. Some of these objects rotate left and some of them rotate right, always in the same direction, but this is chosen randomly when they are first generated. But let's add some alpha blending, so when the objects are at the bottom they are 100% visible, but when they are at the top they completely disappear, so like the smoke disappears in the wind. This way it's nicer as it was, but still not perfect, so let's add something more. Maybe let's add some lighting and let's add some color, so this is now a completely white. And it looks now a little bit more alive and a little bit more real, but let's add something more. So let's reposition these cubes on the x and the z-axis also with the help of the sinus and cosinus function, and they are moving around in circles now. It's something like as they were blown by the wind. I like it. And as you see, I did not use any textures yet in this example. At that little car demo I used plain objects with some little smoke textures, and those objects are always rotated to the face of the camera. But here I wanted to use something different, and you can mess with the colors and choose any color which you would like, of course. But let's jump into the game and let's see how it looks at the chimney top. So here we are in the game and we are at the sawmill, and as you see there is some nice smoke coming out of those chimneys. The size and the angles and everything also varies, as I showed you in this little preview in this video. I know it's not a realistic shadow, but this is something which I wanted to achieve. It's a little bit old school, it's a little bit early 3D game thing and so on. As you know, this game is meant to be written like it was done 25 years ago, so it won't use any very modern technology. It's something like which should look like it was made 25 or 30 years ago. And let's have a look at this thermal power plant also, which has 4 chimneys. I know those 3 are maybe real chimneys and the 4th one is maybe just for the steam and something like that, but I added this larger size of the smoke, so of course you can define a starting size, although it's a little bit random, but also a starting size. And I think it looks great. It's just something like that smoke is coming out, and there is a Hungarian word for this which is called befékel, which I don't really know what means in English. When maybe someone lights a cigar, then he's doing that. But so these are now these particles in the game, and I think that I did put some of these to this to this coal station, to this coal mine with a different color. I don't know if a coal station does this in reality, but I added this also. And this is when I realized that I did not add shadows to these objects, as you see. Maybe it's great like this, we'll see. And I also made some very many updates on the factories and different things also, which I would like to show you in the next episode. So the next episode is going to be about many updates I did in the game, in the gameplay, and also how the factories are handled, which is now a little bit more improved. But this was today's video about particles. I hope you like what I do, and feel free to subscribe and feel free to leave a comment, and definitely I will come with some new updates in the next weeks. So thank you very much for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye!